Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here. It's at night here, but I'm here going through some bills. I came back from Straightway, Passover, and you come back to a lot of mail, and in there I get bills. And I just thought this was interesting. I just wanted to share this with you guys. So I got a bill here from Aurora Healthcare for $29. $29. You can see that right there. I'm not making that up. Another bill from Baycare Clinic for $3,596. That's from my wife getting an epidural. And then I got another bill for $8,778.66. I don't want you guys to think I'm making this thing up because I would. If I was you guys, you don't know me. Except the Saints. And then I got another bill for $300. You can see it highlighted there. And then another. This is a dental bill for $490. I got a lot of children. I got a wife, children, and I'm responsible, and never been late on any. Well, I've never been late. Never don't owe anyone money. I pay my bills on time. Very impeccable when it comes to being financially responsible. So anyway, I was just thinking to myself, I got to pay all these bills. I'm paying close to 3, 8, that's 11, 12, close to $12,000 for a child that I haven't seen. I have not seen the baby boy that was born on March 22nd. March 22nd, I had a baby boy, I guess, from my wife, and all I got was a text message and a picture. And she named it and everything. That's all. I was treated like a common folk, just a common, just a guy, just like one of the people. Hey, got a baby, and I'm the father, my seed. That's what she says. She says my seed. But anyway, don't even know, haven't even confirmed if it's really my child. But anyway, I still got to pay for it. It has my last name, but I got to pay for it. So anyway, I just want to read something to you guys. I'm using the New King James Version on this one because normally I use the King James Version, but I'm going to use the New King James Version just for those who may be new to how we do things here. But the saints, you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, it says right here, this is 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 3. This is Paul speaking to Timothy on just giving them instructions on how they should handle people in the church. And in this case, it talked about, how to handle members. And so it talks about how to honor true widows. So let me start here in verse 3. It says, honor widows who are really widows. But if any widow has children or grandchildren, let them first learn to show piety at home and repay their parents, for this is good and acceptable before God. Now, she who is really a widow and left alone, like a real widow. So they say if you get a person who's a widow, send her back to their parents. Let them show piety at home with their parents, for this is good and acceptable. But then it goes to say in verse 5, now she who is really a widow and left alone, trusts in God and continues in supplication and prayers night and day. You guys hear that? A real widow, one who's left alone. My wife left me. She left me. She abandoned me. She went AWOL. She wasn't left alone. She left me alone, but she took the kids and left. And the church, Living Hope Church, led by, I don't even want to call him a pastor, Mike LeClaire, that white devil, led by him, is helping my wife rebel against me. Just as the guy in Stevens Point, Matt Malik. All these people I mentioned are considered pastors in the Christian world out of Stevens Point. And then you got Pastor, I don't even call him that, Dan Fiedler, who helped me to build this house actually, who I thought was an honorable man, all helped my wife. 3 pastors right there mentioned it right there. And then you got Fred Johnson, who used to be a pastor, and now he has a company called Initiative One, who I was good to, slave for. I mean, try to be a blessing to him and advise my wife to leave me as a form of intervention, because I wanted to go check out Straightway to go see the Sabbath. I mean, to go see how they observe the Sabbath day. It's just crazy. But anyway, I'm going to tell you that in my journey, but I just wanted to share this right here with you. Maybe this can be part of that. But anyway, it says, now she who is really widowed, left alone. My wife wasn't left alone. She's not a widow because I'm still alive. Me talking to you on this camera proves she's not a widow. But the church is doing the very thing that Paul says not to do. This is proof that Christianity is not biblical. I'm going to the Bible. I'm reading the Bible. And even better, I'm going to the New Testament. 1 Timothy is in the New Testament. Christians boast about how they're all about the New Testament. They don't read the Old Testament, the laws and the prophets, but they read the epistles and the Gospels. So I'm reading New Testament. I take in the whole Bible, but they say they New Testament, so I'm just reading right here. So now she who is really a widow and left alone, trusting God and continues in supplication prayers night and day. But she who lives in pleasure is dead while she lives. My wife is all about fun. She would tell you that. She's about fun. That's one of the accusations. Even my wife and all of her supporters would tell you there's no doubt that I'm a provider. I am a good provider, a great provider. I mean, I am great when it comes to provision. Food, shelter, conjugal rights. I have 8 children. Everything it says in Exodus 21 that a man should make sure he provides food, clothes, shelter, and marital rights. I've done all 3 of those things. All 3 of those things. What they say I lack, this is what the Christian says I will lack, that's worthy to abandon your husband, is that I wasn't romantic enough, that I wasn't emotionally bonding to my wife. And that's where I fall short. But here's the problem. It's not in the Bible. It's not a requirement to emotionally bond with your wife, to be romantic. That's a Greek Roman mindset. That is not Hebrew. But that's what I'm being judged on something that is not even in the Bible. It's kind of like Sunday. It's kind of like Christmas and Easter. It's not in the Bible, but we do it anyway. I'm being held accountable to things that's not in the Bible. And these are supposed to be Bible-believing Christians, a Bible-believing church who don't really follow the Bible. That is what I'm going to call out. Christianity is not biblical. I'm going to show you right here. Living Hope Church, right there on Mason. Right there on Mason. This is they do what they say, broken people affecting change. Yeah, they like to break up homes. That's what they do. If you come in whole, I guarantee you'll come out broken, because they will break you up, especially if you have money. But let me keep reading. Now she who is really a widow and left alone trusts in God and continues in supplication and prayer night and day. But she who lives in pleasure is dead while she lives. My wife is all about pleasure, all about fun. She comes from fun country. I'm not making this up. You can ask her. She talks about, since I've left my husband, I'm having so much fun. I haven't had so much fun in a long time. That's just about fun. Never abused my wife. But let's keep on reading. And these things command that they may be blameless. But if anyone does not provide for his own, especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. People, or an infidel. Am I an infidel? Please comment back. I would like to know, am I an infidel? I told you everyone would not deny that I am a good provider in every way, except that I'm not romantic. And God knows what that looks like. That's very abstract. There's nothing concrete about that. That I'm not emotionally bonded with my wife. I don't even know if we men are created to emotionally bond. But that's where I'm being judged on that. Just like Sunday, Christmas, Easter, it's not in the Bible. Just like not emotionally bonding with your wife is not in the Bible, but it's worthy for a church to come and help a woman who feels like she's not being emotionally bonded to or that I'm being romantic. Let me keep reading. It says, do not let a widow under 60 years old be taken into the number, and not unless she has been a wife of one man, well reported for good works. I'm her husband. I cannot give that report. If she has brought up children, if she has lodged strangers, if she has washed the saints' feet, I've washed her feet. If she has relieved the afflicted, if she has diligently followed every good work. Diligently? My wife? Nope. I lodge strangers. I do. Me, my cleaning lady, that was my helpmeet when it came to bringing in strangers, because I always thought a stranger could easily be an angel. I always wanted to be prepared. And everybody always thanked me. Oh, so please thank your wife. Thank your wife so much for. I'm like, she didn't have anything to do with this stuff. It's all me. Who you been talking to? Anybody that's been to my house. Anybody, you comment on this stuff. Anybody that's been to my house, tell me, unless you're my wife's family. But if you are not my wife's family or her best friend, you did not see her. That's all me. Me. Anyway, but refuse the younger widow when they have begun to grow wanton against Christ, they desire to marry and have condemnation because they have cast off their first faith. And besides, they learn to be idle, wandering from house to house, and not only idle, but also gossip and busybodies, saying things that they ought not. That's what my wife was doing. Because I made her life so easy, she had time to hang out with her 4 little girlfriends in the guise of prayer and start praying about things that they felt that I wasn't doing, like going to the beach, showing half her body. And because I didn't want her going to the beach and my children going to the beach, seeing women walking around half naked, I'm considered controlling. Can you believe that? But I guess it depends what culture you're in. I'm part of a cult called the Kingdom of Heaven, which Straightway is all about. But let me just keep on reading. And then you have these older women in these Christian churches telling my wife to leave me to teach me a lesson. That's the type of advice that older women give to younger women in Christianity. They tell them to leave. Not one, 2 of them told them to do that. And now that I've been to Straightway 3 times. I've had other brothers and sisters who've gone to Straightway 3, and they can't even believe that my wife has broken up this family off of a lie. Off of a lie. Can you believe that? Like, if it was actually like legit, maybe it makes sense. It's not even close. Not even close. But let me keep on reading. I'm here to testify that Christianity is not biblical. I'm not attacking Christians. There's a lot of sincere Christians who are just blinded. They're blind by the fact that they're being led by blind shepherds. And I'm here to get them to think. Just start with Christmas, Easter, and Sunday. Tell me why it's not in the Bible. But let's just keep on reading. It says basically, therefore, desire younger women to marry, bear children, manage the house, give no opportunity for the adversary to speak reproachfully, for some have already turned aside after Satan. So anyway, and it says, and if any believe a man and a woman has widows, let them relieve them, and do not let the church be burdened, that they may relieve those who are really widows. So basically, you have a church taking on a woman who has a husband who is well capable of providing for her and all 8 children. They're wasting resources, wasting human energy, money to help a woman who actually has a husband. She's not a widow. Me talking to you on this camera is proof that she's not even a widow, but they treat her like a widow. Because maybe they're thinking that because Ahab died. So I can see that. That makes sense. Ahab died. And now Gbaja-Biamila has risen. And now he's truly going to walk after the Most High, after Jesus Christ. I'm about Christ Jesus business. I'm no longer about my wife's business. I'm about the Most High's business. So, but I'm still alive. I don't have that Ahab mentality. I don't have the Ahab spirit. I've been delivered from that Ahab spirit. And Jezebel needs Ahab. I'm sorry. Jezzy, Ahab ain't coming back. Not with me. Not with me. So the church, Living Hope Church, led by Mike LeClaire, a wolf in sheep clothing, who didn't even try to even help us, but surely got the church to come out here in the community. I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to show you. You guys think I'm making that up. And I'm not saying you're making it up, but I'm just kind of talking. I would too. I wouldn't believe it. But I'm going to let you see what I saw because I taped it. I taped the whole thing. The church came out and helped my wife steal all my stuff that I paid for. But anyway, I just thought I'm here doing these bills. I got to pay taxes. I got to pay these bills. And I'm just basically a sugar daddy. That's what I am. I am a sugar daddy. That's what I'm going to title this thing, Sugar Daddy. That's what I am. I pay all the bills. I pay for my wife and my children to do all the stuff they want, but I don't get the benefit of a family. I don't get the benefit of an obedient wife. All I get is a headache. I get a contentious woman for a wife. So I can't wait till this thing is over, but I'm just using this as a platform, as an opportunity to teach you folks this is real. If you decide to live for Christ Jesus, you will suffer persecution from the most religious institution in the world, Christianity. That's the truth. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done. I wasn't some peon in the church. I was a contributor. I did it financially. I did it with time and energy. I wasn't a guy that just dropped down some money and call it a day. I was a hard worker. No one could outwork me. If I was part of a church activity or whatever, I busted my butt to make sure I serve my community. I serve the church. I'm just telling you, I don't care who you are. Once you decide to keep these commandments, they'll treat you worse than dirt. So anyway, you guys see it right here. I'm not making this thing up. I hope this encourages you guys to know that I don't care who you are. Guys, following Jesus Christ is the best thing you can do. I don't care how much money you can. You can't pay for peace. There's no amount of money that's going to give you peace. That's what my wife is looking for. With all that was given to her, she still doesn't have the peace, the true peace of the Ruach. She does not have that peace. She wants to be happy. So that's why she's running off. I wish I could say the word, but I'm not going to try to say it. Valiganting or something ganting. I don't know. But she's just out, just having fun, doing her own thing, just rebelling, just like what a child do when they want to rebel. That's what she's teaching my children. If you don't like something, just leave. So anyway, I guess please tell me what you guys think. Maybe I am an infidel. You saints, tell me. Anybody, comment. Tell me if what I'm saying is true. I have been brought down to just a sugar daddy. My job is to pay for my wife and my children, and I don't get the benefit of a wife. I don't get any of the benefits. It'll be cheaper if I got a prostitute right now, But I don't get the benefit of. I don't have to get the benefit of tucking my kids and putting them in bed. I don't get any of the benefits. All I get is the bills. I get the bills. I get the headaches. I get the stress. But I don't get the benefit of a family. Isn't that amazing? That is Christianity for you. They're doing the very thing that they say that they don't do. They don't follow the Bible. They say they're a Bible-believing church, and they don't even follow the Bible. And I quoted the New Testament. That's 1 Timothy chapter 5. You can read it for yourself. And I did read the New King James Version. I think the King James Version is better, but I just want it to be very plain where you can see it for yourself. So anyway, I hope to stimulate thoughts. Shalom, shalom.